Yay. Ready, set, go. All right. This is going to be a line and flow, 60 minutes. It is a line and flow, yes. We're checking. All right. So mainly focusing on the breath, right? So breath is super important. Very first thing each and every one of us did was take an inhale, and the very last thing each and every one of us will do is take an exhale. So the breath is probably pretty important. So we're going to breathe and use full capacity of the lungs using Ujjayi breathing. So feet together, toes and heels touch. We start with sun salutation A. We begin. Ekam, inhale, stretch arms up, arch back, look up. Dwe, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen, full lungs. Chatwadi, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Now you can put the knees down for your Chaturanga. Inhale for Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale for Down Dog. Breathe here. So most of us are just really, obviously we're breathing if you're watching this, but a lot of us are just breathe shallow into the upper chest. And so you really want to breathe into the sides of the rib cage, the back of the rib cage. You're using the muscles in the back of the throat to pull that air in. You want your rib cage to feel like an accordion. Inhale. Exhale. Let's look between the hands. Supta, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen on that inhale. Ashto, exhale, bow forward. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your side, Samastitihi. So chest lift. When you lift the chest, you'll be able to open up that rib cage a little bit more. Use your back muscles along the bra line to lift the chest. Let's go again. Ekam, inhale. Dwe, exhale, bow forward. Maybe bend the knees. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Hands might stay on the floor, come to the shins. Chatwadi, exhale, Chaturanga again. Maybe knees down, no saggy butts or heads, elbows in close. Inhale for Up Dog or Cobra. Exhale for Down Dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. So I get asked, like, well, what's the right way? Well, if you're breathing and staying alive, well, I guess that's the right way. But if you want to think about it as more of an efficient way, really using full capacity of our lungs. Most of us are only using about 20% of our lungs. So healthy lungs, you have to actually purposely, with intention, learn how to deep breathe. Let's look between the hands. Supta, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Nava, inhale, standing, stretch up, arch back. Nice, arms down by your side. Again, Ekam, inhale. Same thing, Dwe, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, Chatwadi, exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows close to the body, inhale for Up Dog or Cobra, exhale for Down Dog. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. I was probably practicing yoga for several years before I heard, and they may have been saying it, I just didn't hear it. That's a whole nother subject. But, breathe into the back body. I was like, oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Let's look between the hands, step or jump your feet forward, and really it was life-changing. Exhale, bow forward. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Samastitihi, arms down by your side. Let's do one more sun salutation A, just like that. Ekam, inhale, you go. Dwe, exhale, bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale, step or jump back, nice and smooth, you go. Lower halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale for Up Dog or Cobra. Exhale for Down Dog. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. The exhale is just as important as the inhale. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Supta, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Ashto, bow forward. Nava, inhale. Arms up. Good. Arms down by your side. What a great day to be alive. It is going to be a beautiful day. Let's do Surya Namaskar B. Ekam inhale, sit to chair pose. So we add in chair pose or fierce pose or awkward pose. Exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Remember, fingers can stay on the floor if the hamstrings allow, or they come to the shins. Chatuapati, exhale, step or jump back lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. Now right foot forward, Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Back heel to the mat, arms up, press palms, arch back, look up if you can. Good. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back lower, halfway. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Make sure you're taking that inhale, not exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, back heel down, warrior one. Virabhadrasana A, stretch up, look up. Good. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. If you need child's pose, always take a rest here. Really kind of gauge that on your breath. You know, if your breath is really ragged and fast, take child's pose. Get your breath. Make this practice about your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's look between the hands. Panchadasha, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen on that inhale. Shoulderstand, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose. And Samastiti. Let's do that again. Ekam inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Dwe, exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Trini, inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Chatuapati, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back heel down. Warrior one, you stretch up. Good. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Knees can be down. Nava, inhale for up dog or cobra. Dasha, exhale, down dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, back heel down. We come up, stretch up, right hip forward. Good. Exhale, Dwadasha, step back and lower. Now Trayodasha, really pull the heart forward. Nice. Chaturdasha, exhale, down dog, breathe. So about now, a lot of us are winded. So maybe you're not doing that count of 4 for the inhale and the exhale, but you're trying to, right? You don't hold the breath. Catch your breath here. Focus on that. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Calming the nervous system. Let's look between the hands. Panchadasha, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Shoulderstand, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose, Utkatasana. And Samastiti. Let's do one more, Surya Namaskar B. Is it challenging? Yes, it is challenging. I think it's one of the most challenging transitions to keep that breath, this Surya Namaskar B. So let's go. Ekam inhale, sit to chair pose. Dwe, exhale, you bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatuapati, exhale, take your Chaturanga Dandasana. Make sure you don't have saggy butts or heads. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Right foot forward, back heel down. Supta, inhale, stretch up, arch back, look up. Nice. Ashto, exhale, step back, lower. Take your time here. You have a count of 4. Inhale, Nava, up dog or cobra. Dasha, down dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward. Warrior one. Last time for a while. Stretch up. Good. Dwadasha, hands down. Step back and lower. All one exhale here. Now a big inhale, Trayodasha, and exhale, Chaturdasha, down dog. You breathe. Inhale, relax the jaw. Exhale, relax the face. Inhale, but you're not relaxing the arms. You're not hanging out in the shoulders. You're pushing into the hands, into the base knuckle of the index finger. You might even think about engaging the front of your legs by lifting your toes in downward facing dog. That's a little bit interesting. Yeah, lift the toes and instead of the heels. Yeah, you feel those, the fronts of your legs fire up. That's just a play around. Let's look between the hands. Step or jump your feet forward. Lengthen. Shoulderstand. Exhale, bow forward. Salutations, chair pose. And Samasthiti. Oh, nice. Take your feet hip distance apart. Bow forward. Hook your big toes. You want your index finger, your peace fingers. Index finger, middle finger in between your big toe, second toe. Your palms are facing each other. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Nice straight spine. Now exhale, bow forward. You can totally have your knees bent here. So what you want is to feel this mostly in the backs of the legs. So you're not trying to feel it in the SI sacrum joints here. So making sure that the whole pelvis is tilted up. It's like if you your sit bones, you're trying to get the sit bones towards the ceiling. Breathe, inhale, and exhale. Let's look up, lengthen, inhale. Now slide your hands underneath your feet from in front. Step on your hands, get your toes all the way to the wrist. No matter how much you need to bend the knees. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, bow a little forward. So a lot of low back pain, SI joint issues, really comes from the either lack of knowledge or the inability to really tilt the pelvis like it needs to be tilted. Breathe in. Breathe out. Leave your hands there. Look up, lengthen. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your shoulders up towards the, up towards the ceiling. Squeeze elbows. Come all the way up to the top. Step your feet together. Arms down by your sides. Samasthiti. We're taking triangle pose. If you guys want to turn to your left, the face open up wide. So just step wide on your mat. Konasana, triangle pose. We're going to do right side and then left side, one pose at a time. So turn the right toes out. This is straight leg triangle pose. Stretch arms up halfway. Come out over that right leg and exhale. You go into your triangle pose. Maybe grab the big toe. Maybe just the shin. Maybe hand on the floor, a block. Maybe hand just comes to the back or the inside of the back of the right hand, inside of the right knee. Now stretch that left arm up, roll the chest open, relax your jaw, breathe, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one here, one more. Inhale, you go. And exhale. Now, maybe look down for balance towards the right big toe. Bend your right knee if we need to. Pull your belly in. Inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes forward. Left toes out. Come out over that left leg. Yeah. Maybe a little sassy hip towards the right. And then reach up with your right fingertips. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, nostrils should flare. Inhale, slight constriction of the back of the throat. Exhale, let's look down if we need to for balance. Bend that left knee. Inhale, come up. Hands on the hips. We're going to turn to the right again and take revolve triangle pose. So most of us will need to step the left foot out to the left a little bit. Left arm reaches, right hand on the hip. Exhale, reach way out. Bring your hand to the floor inside or outside of the foot. Lengthen your chest forward first and then rotate the chest to the right. Right arm reaches. Now again, you can have your hand on a block if you have a block or a book or anything, really. But you can also have a slight bend in that right knee if you need to. And you can only just maybe come to the shin with the hand. Breathe. The idea is the rotation. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We go to the left. Inhale, come up. Pivot your feet. Always pulling the belly in your transitions. Right arm reaches. Maybe step right foot out to the right a little bit. You don't really want to be walking a tightrope here. You can have your right foot out to the right a little bit. Right hand comes down, lengthen the chest, then rotate open to the left. Left arm reaches. So the left hip wants to come forward. And you want to think about taking that left hip back. Breathe in. You can drop the right hip down. The hips don't have to be square. I used to teach it that way, but it actually can aggravate some SI joint issues if we have some there. We want the pelvis to go with us in the rotation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Open up and step your feet together, Samasthiti. Side angle posture. Come inhale, step out to the right. Good. Now turn your right toes out again. Bend your right knee and really sit down. It's like a warrior two prep. Now stretch out over that right thigh. Forearm to thigh or hand to the floor, inside or outside of the foot. Left arm stretches up by the left ear and open that chest. Maybe bring the left arm behind, maybe take a bind. But now listen, if you have forearm on thigh, which is really an awesome pose, you're not dumping into that thigh. You're actually pushing the forearm into the thigh, and that's going to help you open that chest up even more. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pull the belly in. We go to the left. Inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg. Right toes forward, left toes out. Bend your left knee, and you go. Yes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the jaw. Relax the face. Most of us tend to hold the breath and clench our teeth. Inhale when things get a little hard. Exhale. Inhale. Think about left shoulder towards the wall in front of you, right shoulder towards the wall behind you. Maybe looking up. Pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. We take prayer twist. So hands on the hips, turn and face to the right again. Maybe lift your back heel. If you have really open hips, you can keep the back heel down. Back heel up is going to be more challenging for balance though. Okay, so back heel down will help your balance, but you won't get as much of a rotation if your hips are tight. So most of us will lift the back heel. And then we can stay upright and just twist, or we bring prayer hands and bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now you can use your right hand to push that right knee over to get that left elbow way down there. And then push down with your right hand. Right shoulder goes back and you turn your head, you look up. Breathe. Back leg is engaged. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Maybe one more here. Inhale, lengthen. Think about the chest lifting. And then really twist, push down. Go a little bit more. Good. Belly in. We come up. Pivot your feet to the left. Right leg straightens. Turn to the left. Maybe lift right heel. Maybe step right foot out to the right. So if you're trying to walk the tightrope, it's going to be almost impossible to balance. So you want to have your feet, it's like railroad tracks, the hips, thinking about railroad tracks there. And then lift up, come over for your rotation, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Breathe in. Now the left hip wants to poke out again. Try to bring that left hip back. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Now, the next stage of this is right hand to the floor and left arm reaches up. Yeah, that's the next stage. Breathe in. And actually, left arm up by your left ear, if you want. Yes. Put your arm on the outside of that left knee if you can. Yeah. That's the next phase. Yeah. Good. I know, right? Pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Oh, there's always something else. And then step your feet together, Samasthiti. But that was good. Yeah. That was good. Yeah. So that is the next level of that. All right. Let's do wide leg forward fold. Just 2. So come inhale, step out to the right. And let's bring hands on the hips. Toes forward. Try to lock out the knees here, which just means, I don't want you to hyperextend your knees. It just means that your quadriceps are engaged. Muscles on tops of the thighs, nice and tight. So squeeze your elbows toward one another. Keep that. We're kind of combining 2 postures right here. Bow forward, lead with the chest. Keep your elbows lifted and towards one another. That looks good. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Maybe shift your weight forward, squeeze those elbows. So this is Prasarita Padottanasana B. And then we'll go to A, which brings your hands to the floor. Now hands underneath you, walk them forward, walk them back. Traditional is just going to be hands right underneath the face, and then you're just shifting the weight forward, trying to get your head down. But feel free here to play a little bit, experiment. Maybe you kind of rock back and forth a little bit in the feet. And let's bring hands back to hips. Bend your knees a little bit. Nice strong spine. We come back up. Yeah. Ekam, inhale, arms out. Exhale, hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Lift your chest. Arch back. Exhale, lead with your chest. Bow forward, hands away from the low back. Breathe in. Breathe out. You did it? Yeah. Yay! Free chiropractic adjustments, no extra charge. Shift your weight forward. Good. Now, bring your hands to your feet. Hook your big toes or the outside of your feet or the heels, whatever you like. And then if your legs are straight, you're bending the elbows, your shoulders away from the ears. So this is another one. We want to be really mindful of the pelvis. So if we have to bend the knees to get the butt back and up, we do that. So we don't want to feel roundness here in our SI sacrum area. Now release your hands back to your hips, bend your knees a little bit, and we slowly come back up. Good, step your feet together. All right, prayer behind the back. So Ekam, inhale, step out to the right again. Hands on the hips, let's turn and face to the right, and maybe step your left foot out to the left again. Just did a little bit. Again, not trying to walk the tightrope. And then bring the hands behind the back. Flip your hands, prayer behind the back. Lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward. Lead with your chest. You're trying to get the palms together. Mine don't stay together. Well, mine don't even go together. Forget about trying to stay together. I'm just trying to work on getting them together. But so a lot of us, it's kind of crazy how tight our forearms really are. So if you have a wrist issue, you might have a forearm tightness. A lot of times it's going to be actually in the shoulder, but this will help stretch out the forearms. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale. Come up. Strong belly. Oh, that was nice. So control. All right. Turn your feet to the left. Maybe step right foot out to the right. Again, don't try to walk the tightrope. Arch back. Look up. Maybe readjust your hands. Exhale. You bow forward. Both legs stay straight for this variation. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. You are trying to get that left hip maybe a little bit higher. Elbows lifted towards the ceiling. Palms together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pull belly in. Inhale, come up. Good. Pivot your feet to the front. Release your hands. Step your feet together. Samastitihi. Very good. All right. Let's take our balancing. So hand to big toe. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Hand to big toe or hand to knee. Left hand on the hip. Right hand to the knee or the big toe. Now, if you have the big toe and your knee is really facing towards the ceiling, not out here, then straighten the legs. If your knee is out here, you can stay here. Just don't try to straighten the knee from there because it might tweak the knee. So take that right heel forward. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Take it out to the right, turn your head to the left. Now, if you can keep the left hand on the hip, good. If you need to take the left arm out, that's okay too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Settle. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it back to center. And hands on the hips. Lift your right leg. Left inner thigh goes back. Chest is lifted. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Release. All right. So here's the thing. You know, I hear a lot about, you have to have strong core to balance. It helps. But your core doesn't really balance you all on its own. Your foot is balancing you. So you have to work the muscles of your feet. You have to feel that sway happening and let the muscles of your feet react to that. So let's go. Left knee up. Hold on to the knee or the big toe. Right hand on the hip. So again, even if you just get the big toe and you stay right here, or it looks like something like this, you can stay here. Fine. But if your knee is up, you can straighten the leg. Chest is lifted. Breathe. Relax jaw. Settle the breath. Go to your breath. Take it out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Maybe right hand stays on the hip. Maybe right arm comes out. Now when you guys come back to center, I'm going to have you full body to leg. Come back to center. Now full body to leg since both of your legs are straight. Yes. And then come back up. Now leave leg up there, hands to the hips. Keep your right inner thigh going back. That was good. That was good. That was challenging. Yeah. And then exhale, relax that leg down. So what happens is you change the eye gaze. Anytime you're balancing and you change that eye gaze, it just jacks everything up, you know? Yeah. But it's good. It's good stuff. All right. Let's do, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Tree pose. So any variation of tree pose. So y'all listen, this is beautiful right here. Ankle to heel. I mean heel to ankle, right? So you can do that. You can do this. You can be here. You can be here, right? No knee pain. So maybe right leg half lotus. So if you've got a knee injury, a hip injury, anything, or you're just like, you know, I had too much wine last night, you might just be right here. That would be awesome, right? All right, so you're trying to think about that knee down and back. You can stay right here. Right arm wraps behind if you like, and try to reach for your right big toe. You can also, you're like, yeah, I'm not getting the big toe. I can just get the inside of my left ankle. I mean, not ankle, elbow. So maybe you stay there, holding on to the inside of the left elbow. But if you have a big toe, go ahead and bow forward. If you're close to having the big toe, go ahead and bow forward and then try to get the big toe once you come down forward there. And then left hand walks back by the left foot. Top of the head towards the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. So remember, you might be here, working on your breath. Steady foot. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Pause on the exhale. Inhale, we come back up, opposite way you went down, nice and slow. Right leg release. Very good. Samastitihi. Let's do left side. Left leg comes up, maybe this side different, maybe this side more forgiving. You can come into that half lotus easier. Breathe. Maybe left arm wraps behind. Grab the big toe or the inside of the right elbow. Maybe stay upright. This is a bind. It's good. If you have the big toe or close to having a big toe, bow forward. Your right hand has to come down. If you're bowing forward, you have to release the inside of the elbow. You can't hold on to the elbow anymore if you're going forward. Good. Breathe. Right hand to the side of that right foot, flat palm eventually. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, when you start to come up, you inhale, look up, lengthen, you pause for a second, and then you inhale from all of the way back up. That should prevent dizziness if you have any dizziness in that pose, and then release. All right, turn and face the front of your mat. Feet together, toes and heels touch. Let's ekam inhale, sweep arms up again. Due, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Good. Right foot forward again, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Arms up. So yes, we're in this lunge position, which typically the front leg takes a lot of the weight. But I want you to really push some weight into that left heel. Left leg is engaged, left hip forward. Ribs will rotate a little bit to the right. That's going to give you a bigger stretch in the front of that left hip crease. Now the ribs might go down a little bit when you pull the belly in, and then you lift the heart. You take your head back. Your fingers touch the ceiling. Full expression, warrior one. Maybe bend your right knee a little deeper. Yeah. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. Now keep your arms there, but your head comes forward. Straighten your right leg. Pivot so that you can take this pose to the left side. So I always have to adjust my right foot out a little bit. In a perfect world, we might not have to do that, but I always do. Then bend your left knee. Good. Your feet are your foundation, right? So take care of your feet. When you're thinking about your alignment, start from your feet, go all the way up. And then that right leg is engaged and that right hip goes forward. We just work our way up the body. The belly pulls in, but then we lift the heart. Then we take the head back and you press your palms and stretch up. Yeah. Breathe in. Breathe out. That long line of energy from the outside of your right foot now all the way to your fingertips. Gorgeous. Let's open up for warrior two on the left side. So we just might open up our legs a little bit more. Left knee bends. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana B. Breathe. Hips forward towards the camera, upper body back, chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed, jaws relaxed. Breathe in. If you learn how to breathe in these postures, you can stay there for a long time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Hands on the hips, straighten your left leg, turn your right toes out. Now, before you lift your arms, I want you to stretch your fingertips down a little bit and then bring the arms up. Yeah, and then bend your right knee. Now, why I'm having you do that is because that will help keep the arms up using deltoids instead of up in here in the neck and shoulders. We want those deltoids engaged, triceps engaged. Sink down. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We got this. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Nice. And take it to the floor. Step back. Handstand to the floor. Step back. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. And sit to child's pose. Rest. That was perfect timing with the music. When I purposely try to do that, it never works. But when I don't try so hard, I guess that's a life lesson right there. Sometimes we try too hard. I do say that sometimes in class. I see people trying really hard. It's like, soften a little bit. Don't try so hard. And then the posture happens. All right, let's come up to seated. Bring your legs around to the front. Straighten your legs. Dandasana, staff pose. Flex your feet. Hands by your hips. If you're at home and you have wicked tight hamstrings, like grab a towel, grab something to put underneath your knees so that you can have something to press your knees down. And so if you sit here and you have a really hard time, and that's a lot of people that I'm talking to that have to have their knees bent just sitting straight up like this, grab something, put it underneath your knees and press down. It will help. Now lifting up out of the waist, out of the hips, reach forward for Paschimottanasana, grab your big toes. Maybe the outside of the feet. If you're super flexible, maybe you take the hands around and hold on to the wrist. And if you're really flexible and you have a block at home, you can place a block on the bottoms of your feet, and that will give you even a little bit more. But you could also just have your hands on your shins. But if you work your breath, the muscles will respond. If you're holding your breath, you're depriving your muscles of oxygen. Muscles that are tight have less circulation. So if you improve your oxygen intake, you improve that circulation, those muscles then will start to open up. Let's look up lengthen here, and then go ahead and slide the hands back. We're taking Purvottanasana, reverse plank. Hands back, fingers towards your toes. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. You can stay right here with your butt down and just lift your chest. You can bend the knees, do reverse table, but if you like, lift your hips. Lift your butt as high as you can. That is the name of the game here. Lift. Whole back side, lifting up. Big toes together and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's go one more breath here. Or not. Inhale. And exhale. Release. All right. So let's release those wrists. You can roll the wrist here. You can place the backs of the hands. That pose is big on the wrist, no doubt, right? And then you can make your yoga guns here. Keep your hands rolled in, curled in, and then straighten the arms. So I recommend, like, if you have an office job and you're doing lots of stuff during the day, you can do this at your desk and stretch those wrists and shake it out maybe. All right. Janu Shirshasana. Left leg straight, right knee bends. Some people call this seated tree. Sit up nice and tall. Come out over that left leg. Now, if you have SI joint issues, sacrum issues, you can you don't have to go over the left leg. You can split the difference between the two knees. You might feel a little bit better on your low back or hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's inhale, come up. Switch legs, right leg out, left leg in. Nice and tall on the inhale. It's a slight rotation over that right leg as you come down. It's not a big rotation, just a slight rotation. Once you get the bind, and maybe it's just your shin, you look up, lengthen, and then you bow. You really go deeper on the exhale. Remember, work your breath. Tune in to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, come up. We're going to do this same, this is the same pose, only revolve. So switch out your legs again. Left leg long, right knee bends. You're going to rotate towards the bent knee, towards the right knee, and your left elbow is going to come on the inside of your left knee. Maybe you reach down for the toe. Then you can stay here and take your hand on your right hip and roll it open. You can stay right there, or right arm reaches up, and maybe you even get the big toe there. But you want to keep the chest open. Yeah. Inhale. So if you can't get the big toe, no worries. Just opening up side body. Such a great pose for QL muscle right back here. Yeah, it's a big problem for a lot of people. Let's inhale, come up. Switch it out, right leg long, left knee bends. So you rotate towards the bent knee. Drop your right elbow down, maybe on the inside of that knee. Maybe reach down for the toe. Maybe you don't get the toe. Maybe you get the shin. And then maybe left hand on the inside of your left thigh. You roll that hip open. You might just stay there. That is a great stretch right there. And then maybe left arm reaches up and over, side angle, revolve. Janu Shirshasana. Breathe. Chest is open. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's release that. And we're going to do Marichyasana. So if you have a full lotus, easy full lotus with your left leg, you can pull that left leg into half lotus. Please don't force that. Most of us, the majority of us, are going to just pull the heel in towards the groin, and then right leg comes back, right foot comes back. And maybe if your hips are tight, you might just stay right here with your hands down. But if you're going for the bind, you push yourself forward, let the right knee open up to help yourself get more forward. Stretch your right arm forward, and then close that knee back in. You're trying to eliminate the gap between the knee and the armpit. Then you wrap behind, and left arm wraps behind. Now, one of the biggest things that gets in people's way is what I call the chicken wing arm or hand. You'll automatically want to do something like this. That makes us feel like we're actually grabbing, but you're really limiting yourself on your space. So you want to keep your palm flat, your wrist flat, palm open. That will give you a little bit more space to maybe find the fingers and hook. Let's inhale, come up. We switch it out. So maybe your right knee, right leg, easy half lotus. Maybe not. Pull your left foot back. Lean to your right. Let the left knee open up so that you can push yourself forward and then close that gap. Wrap your arm around the knee or the shin. Right arm behind you. Remember, keep your palm open, wrist flat. And then those of you that can bind easily, you're eventually going for the wrist. You're just hooking the wrist. And the next question is, which hand goes around which wrist? And I think it's right hand. Yeah, I think that's right, Lacey. Right hand will hold on to the left wrist, I think. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it matters. Yeah. I will look at that. I can't do it, so I've forgotten. I don't teach it too often because not too many people can do it. All right, let's inhale, come up. And we're going to take boat pose. Unwind right here. So right here we go. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're here. Maybe here. Squeeze. So if you're in full boat pose, squeeze your heels together. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah. Breathe. Nice. Good. Cross at the shins. Maybe take the hands forward. Lift yourself up. Push yourself over. Take your vinyasa. You can just go to down dog. If you're tired, you can just rest and wait. Always an option. Good. Step or jump your feet to the outside of your hands for a squat. So we can stay here in Malasana. If you want to do a bind here, you can take the right arm around, left arm behind, bind your Malasana. Let's do something different. If you want to switch your bind, you can switch your bind. And if you're in a squat and you're right here this whole entire time, this is awesome. Don't worry about not being able to go all the way down. Good. Bring your hands to the floor, straighten your legs, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra, exhale for down dog. Good. Let's step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat. Good. Pull the feet in and or lift the feet and pull the feet in. Pull your knees in, point your feet, hold on to the outside of your feet, pull everything in, but then try to take your hands away. Push the floor away. Yeah. This is your jump through or jump back position. So if I were to take Marie right now and just like, boop, pop her up on her hands, her legs would go right back. So give it a go. Come forward on your hands and try to jump back. Maybe you make it, maybe you don't. Inhale for up dog. You get an E for effort. Yeah, that's good. All right. Let's step or jump up, have a seat. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. Yeah, Baddha Konasana, Cobblers pose. Now you can hold on to the outside of your feet. You can hold on to the inside and open your feet up like a book. Whatever works for you. There's 4 different variations of this. You can round forward, have a rounded spine. You can have a straight spine. You can stay sitting up. If you're at home and your knees are way up high, you can place blocks underneath your knees. This is, it's a great hip opener, but be mindful of your knees. So the knee is kind of like the middle child. It gets overlooked a lot until it really starts, giving us trouble. And when we have knee pain, it's most likely one of 3 things: lack of range of motion of the ankle, instability of the hip, or tight quads. Not always, but most of the time, those 3 things. Good. Let's come up. Take your legs wide. And hook your big toes or the outside of your feet. Or maybe just sit up straight with your hands behind you. Flex those feet. Maybe come forward. Lead with the chest. It's like you're trying to stick your butt back. All right, bring your feet together. And now bend your knees. We did this one the other day. This is the straight legs here, and then here, straight legs. Not straight legs. They're both straight legs. Knees, legs together. Yeah. But if you like to do the legs apart, so there's 2 different variations. You can take legs apart here. You can have legs together. If you have legs together, you're trying to make yourself like a Japanese ham sandwich. You're lifting up. Yeah. It's actually the variation of the standing posture. Yeah. Yes. And then release. All right, let's take it up and over. Maybe try your jump back. Lower halfway. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right. Step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat. I will say that one of the most important things, if you're working on jump throughs, you've got to train your feet to point, because the feet want to land flat on the bottom. But if you do that, that's when you're going to catch a toe. And that's when, pinky toe gets unhappy if you catch it and break it. So, all right, let's go ahead, lie down on your back. Good. Reach down for your right big toe and take your left hand to your left hip. Yeah, now flex that left foot. Yeah. Take your right leg straight. Try to press your heel towards the ceiling. Good. So now this is another variation of the standing balance that we do just on our backs. Most yoga poses are just the same pose, body in a different shape or position. So take your right leg out to the right, just like we do standing. Keep pressing your left thigh bone down. If you want to turn your head, look to the left, you can. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Now bring it back to center. Now you can either keep holding on to the big toe and lift your head and shoulders up from there, nose to knee, or both hands can come up to the back of the calf, back of the heel. Walk your hands up and go for a big stretch there. But keep pressing your left thigh bone down, just using the muscles of the leg. Yes, stretch up, go big, go big. So this is just Konasana, full splits on your back. Slowly release head and shoulders, release that right leg down. Oh, right leg says thank you, and then left leg says what about me? So let's take left big toe. Now if you can't get the big toe and the leg straight, go ahead and straighten left leg. You can hold on to the back of the thigh wherever you need to. So left leg is straight, right leg, right hand presses down into the right thigh. Do you have a hamstring tear or something? Injury? Oh, straighten your leg. Ha! I was like, well, I don't know. Did she hurt her hamstring or something? Hello, hello. Earth to Lacey, earth to Lacey. Yeah. We've been doing a lot of yoga, y'all. Well, I say we. They've been doing a lot of yoga. Oh, it was? Oh, happy birthday! Yay! Oh, yes, we've been struggling. Okay, birthday celebrations. I see, I get it. All right, take your leg out to the left. Oh, yay. I love birthdays. Turn your head to the right if you choose. So a lot of people are like, I don't want people to know. They downplay birthdays. I'm like, hell no. Celebrate, right? Because research has shown the more birthdays you have, the longer you live. Just saying. Bring it back to the left, or bring it back to center. Now, you either just lift your head and shoulders up and you go nose to knee there, or both hands come to the back of the calf and you lift up, but keep pressing, actively pressing your right thigh bone down, because that would be your back leg in Hanumanasana full splits, right? Lift up, stretch up, go up. Slowly, head and shoulders release, left leg down. Yeah, very good. All right, let's take back bend. So bend your knees. Slide your heels up, slide your heels up towards your butt. And let's go ahead, let's take the ankles. So some of us will need to lift the head and shoulders up to get the ankles, and lift the feet up and get the ankles right here, the front of the ankles. And then you can keep your heels lifted, that'll give you a little bit more space, and your toes come down. But you want to bring your heels to the outside of your hips. Then you tuck your shoulder blades underneath you and your head comes back down. Now if you can't get your head back down, you're going to forget about holding on to the front of the ankles and just do regular Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. So if you're ready, you lift the hips up. It's a tremendous stretch in the front of the hip flexors if you have the front of the ankles. Well, I mean, it's bridge pose, just a variation. Yeah, a bridge pose. I don't know that there's a, I mean, it's more like bow pose, because if you think about it, this is bow pose on your back. So if I were to turn you over on your belly, you would be in bow pose. Yeah. Go ahead and slowly come down. And then rest your legs however you wish. Yeah, I remember one time I was taking a class and the teacher said, if you think about all these poses, the same pose, it's different. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right, it is. It totally is. All right, so, but some of them will be more accessible just because of issues that we have in our bodies, so that's why it's a good idea to try them in all these different ways. So let's do a second bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. So wheel pose, but if you want, you can come up and do camel pose. Camel pose is on your knees, basically same thing as bridge or bow, but it's up on your knees. Camel pose, wheel pose, bridge pose, you go. Any variation of a back bend that you like. Now another variation, so Marie has the ankles and what's her name? Lacey has the hands interlaced underneath her hips. Another variation is to take your hands and support your hips like you would for shoulder stand. Yeah, and that will help get your hips a little higher. You could actually hold on to the hip, not the back where you do on shoulder stand, yeah. And then just push your hips up, yeah. But for you, I feel like, Lacey, that probably this one felt good, felt better, yeah. Yeah. Good, slowly come down. Relax your legs however you wish. So y'all, it's okay to experiment with these poses, have fun with it, be creative. You know, somebody made up this stuff one day, many years ago, but before they had anatomy books and classes and apps and all that stuff. So this is how where they just discovered in the body basically what feels good, what works. But what worked for their body might not be what works for your body. So you can play a little bit. If you're trying something new, you go slow, you back out when you feel like you need to. All right, let's take an inversion. Speaking of, trying things out. So maybe headstand, no kicking at the wall. Even if you're at home, no kicking at the wall. Shoulder stand, legs up the wall. And shoulder stand at the wall. Great pose. Basically, you do legs up the wall, and then you just bend your knees and you lift your hips, and you're supported at the wall. Shoulder stand is always an option, but again, if you're trying it and you're like, something doesn't feel right, that's when you come down. Your body's going to tell you if it's working for you or not. If you find yourself holding your breath, that's a number one clue that, hey, I got to back out. So we'll try to stay in an inversion for 3 minutes if we can. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come into Halasana plow pose where your toes touch over your head. If they touch easily, you can point your toes and your hands can come underneath your hips, and you can interlace your fingers and pull your hands down towards the mat. If they don't touch, you can always bend your knees. And if they do touch, if the toes do touch and you want to do knee to ear pressure pose, you can bend the knees and you're literally pressing your knees into your ears. Knees to ear pressure pose. No strain on the neck though. And if you're in shoulder stand or knee to ear pressure pose, plow pose, you'll slowly bring your hips back down to the mat using belly strength to help control that. And then we'll lower the feet to the mat. We'll take an easy twist here. So with your knees bent, let's do the, take your feet about hip distance, not hip distance, but mat width apart. Keep your feet apart and your knees apart and take your knees to the right. Now if you're left, you can bring your arms out, shoulder height, palms up, turn your head to the left. Now if your left knee feels okay, you can take your right ankle to the outside on top of your left knee. Yeah. Now if that bothers the knee, then you can take that left foot forward towards the front of the mat, or just take the right foot back off. So this gets into, for most of us, it's going to be what's called a TFL. And it's a tiny little muscle. It helps make up the IT band. So if you have a tight IT band, you can roll out that IT band if you like. There's controversy on rolling out or not rolling out. But but you really want to get in and stretch this muscle here called the TFL, tensor fascia lata. Sounds like a Starbucks coffee, PNC Starbucks coffee. But you might be feeling it, you could be feeling it glute med, which is at the top of the hip, more at the top of the hip. Release that right foot, bring your knees back to center, nice and slow. Keep your feet apart, your knees apart, take your knees to the left. Maybe bring that left heel or ankle to the outside of the right knee. Again, you don't want to be, the right knee, as soon as you put that foot up there, it should not be tweaked or anything. If it is, you can move that foot out a little bit, open up that bend of the knee, or just take the left foot off. And turn your head to the right, using that breath to just let the muscle relax. And then pull the belly in, bring your knee, or release your foot first, and then bring your knees back to center, and straighten your legs, set up for Shavasana, relaxation, tuck your shoulders underneath you, let your knees fall open, your toes fall open. You might tuck your chin a little bit. You might also tuck your tailbone a little bit. And if you're at home and you have a pillow or a blanket you want to put underneath your knees, sometimes that will help the low back if this position bothers your low back. You check in and relax the jaw. Relax the tops of the feet and the bottoms of the feet. The space between the toes, relax. Relax your shins. Relax your calves. The backs of the knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. The belly is soft. Relax your low back, mid back, upper back. Relax your rib cage. Soften your heart. Relax the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms. Wrist relax. Fingers relax. Back of the neck relaxes. Shoulders relax. Your ears relax. Your jaw relaxes. Skin is soft. Eyes relax. Eyelids relax. Eyebrows relax. Space between the eyebrows relaxes. Forehead relaxes. Back of the head. Sides of the head. And the top of the head all relax. Stay here as long as you like. I hope y'all have a great day. I love y'all. Namaste.